Video on how to hook up the Coleman Saluspa as shown in this photograph. First things first, when you open the box, you're going to find this tube, this hose here, right? So you're going to take this hose and you're going to bring it over to the green egg-shaped thing, and you're going to attach it to the bottom left hole here. And this thing just attaches. You grab this thing and you spin it around, it attaches, okay? To fill this big tub with air, you open this thing and you stick this attachment in, right? You stick this attachment in and you spin it around and lock it in place. Then you turn on this egg, the bubbler mode, and it's going to blow air out of this tube and fill up your spa for you. Once it's filled up, you reattach the plug like so. Same thing goes for this disc. It has a number 2 on it. You want to inflate that inside of the cover, and you're going to use this alternate attachment you see here, okay? I'm doing this quickly because I felt like the instructions were just horrible. This is your plug, okay? This is a GFI, so you can't electrocute yourself. This is to test it, and this is to start the power again. I suggest, you see how I got it plugged in and above the ground, levitating above the ground? That's so that when water spills out of the pool, I don't trip this thing off. So I would elevate this somewhere. So now, I'm going to attach these 3 pipes, right? I can't do this at the same time, but I'm going to try. So, you're going to, this is the first one, which is the bubbler. And I found that the tighter I did it, the more it leaked. So you don't want to do it too tight. You just want to do it just enough. So that's this one. Okay. Hook this one up, and you just screw them on by hand. You don't use any tools. If you use tools and you do it too tight, actually you have a higher chance of it leaking, I found out. You just want to do it by hand. Don't stress out. It's not a big deal. Just want to do it just tight enough. So those are the 3 things you got to connect. Okay, next, my thing doesn't have water in it. You see this little, you want to attach these filters. This is one of the filters, right? They screw on. There's 2 filters here. There's one down there and one underneath the chemicals. So this is one of the filters. Every week or so, you unscrew this thing on the top. You take it apart and you just hose it off. There's a filter, see? Super easy. Just put that back together and screw it back in the spa. This is for the chemicals. The chemicals, you unscrew it, it snaps, and you put the little bromine tablets inside. If they don't fit, just scrape them against some concrete, whittle them down a little bit till they fit. You line up these little slots. Line up these slots, snap the thing back together. Okay, now if you look on the side of this, there's these little perforated holes. The more of these holes that are exposed, the more chemicals you're putting out. You'll kind of figure it out by twisting this thing around. So like now you see there's like 1 hole exposed. I'm going to make it so there's 4 exposed. Hold on a sec. Okay. Now this one, we put on the top hole here. Okay. Then, you just fill it with water. And this lid goes on top of that upside down, and you fasten it here so that kids and animals don't get in it. And that's pretty much it. You'll figure out the controls, I think, are pretty explanatory in the instructions, but everything else I thought was horrendous. This is for air bubbles, Celsius, Fahrenheit, heat, run the filter, plus or minus on the heat, and this is the power. You don't have to push any of these buttons really hard. You just kind of hold your finger on it and it comes on. With water right now, I realized it does have two filters actually. So you're supposed to put one filter over there, one filter over there, and then the chemicals go above the filter. So there's the filter, the chemicals above, and there's the plug / the drain. To test the chlorine in your spa, it's these test strips, and you basically pull out one of the strips and dip it in the water, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 colors on it, and you match it to the sides here, and you want to get it within that pool spa range, the ideal range, the ideal range, and the ideal range. Basically by adjusting how many bromine tablets you put in that chemical thing. Apparently you cannot use this thing without putting some kind of either chlorine or bromine in it.